Okay, this is Thija Renee. I got a lot to say, and I'm just going to cut to the chase. So, for one, I like to tell a lot of stories because you never know how the story that you're telling is going to resonate with somebody else, how it's going to sit with them. Also, share experiences for the same reason. And is exactly what I'm going to do. So, I was somebody who always had a dream, like a literal go to sleep, have a dream, like dreamt. And a lot of times my dreams were very foretelling. But what I didn't always like was the fact that sometimes these dreams foretold of people's death. And especially if it was, they were close, like family or friends, there were things that I was able to see. Like I may not necessarily understand it as a whole, like okay, Sally Joe is, you know, but no, it wasn't like that. It was more so things that I was seeing that kind of pointed to it. Um, for instance, I had someone that passed, but in the dream I saw and it came off as if like someone that I knew passed. But the when I woke up, if it wasn't the person that I knew, but the person that I knew that I saw that passed was how I knew that person that actually did pass away. Because when I woke up, it was probably like about maybe 2 or 3 days later, and we got the news of that person's passing. And so I was able to draw the connections and say, okay, I see that this dream was showing me about this person. Now, I guess I'm saying this to say because none of this is comfortable. It's a gift, and if used or if not properly, if you don't properly see it for what it is and what you're doing as a gift, you can really be scared. You can really see it as a curse. You can really think that it's not something that you want and miss the whole reason for why you have it. And I really believe that there is someone that I'm speaking to that understands exactly what I'm saying because you've been there. And again, it's uncomfortable, because for one, it's possible that you're losing people that you care about and you can see it. That's not okay, you know. On top of just certain warning dreams, which I appreciate those. So, for instance, I had a dream that in my dream it was just pitch black. There wasn't really anything that I can see with my physical eyes, but it was more so something that I felt. And this is way before I understood energy, that I even understood anything really about true spirituality or anything. This is simply just a dream that I had before my awakening. And in this dream, I saw my cousin, and again, I didn't see anything physically, so I felt her. And I felt her in danger, like something was going to happen to her. And I didn't know what was going to happen. I hadn't really even spoken with her because I don't speak to her that often. So, for one, it was definitely something to pay attention to, that I was seeing her in a dream. And when I when I woke, of course I prayed and made sure that I you know came to prayer on her behalf. And regardless if I knew or understood that if there was something that was happening or not. And maybe about a month later, I end up finding out that she is pregnant. And I find, and she's like, maybe in the middle of it. Like she hadn't had the baby yet. But I find out that earlier in her pregnancy, she got hit by a car. And it really made me think back to the dream and how I, came into prayer for her and, how those things, although we don't, we can, when it comes to spirituality and visions and things that we see in dreams, sometimes we dismiss it and we write it off and we think that there's nothing we can do, but there is something you can do. You got the ability to save people. You got the ability to make a situation more peaceful. Sometimes you can't change anything, but you can make it more peaceful. And I got that from Sleeping Beauty, because when you watch Sleeping Beauty, the Maleficent put a spell on Aurora, and the spell couldn't be broken. But what the fairy said was that what we're gonna do, since we can't break this spell, is we're gonna soften it, and we're just gonna make her sleep instead of, you know, um, I don't know why I said that, but that could just simply be for someone. But somebody out here has the gift of dreams, and it's not a curse. It's something that you have to embrace. It's something that you have to understand, that if you're being shown something, that you're counted worthy enough to come into agreement for their life, to come into agreement for their well-being. It was you. And be proud of yourself. Because for me, I had to gradually get to that point. It's been happening to me since I was a child, so it's hard to understand why you're seeing such morbid things, or you're seeing such, like, but there's a power that was entrusted into me, and I'm saying the same for you. There's a power that's entrusted in you. You're not the average Joe. I'm sorry if you want it to be, but it's a no, you know. And so this is probably just your confirmation. You're not crazy. Your dreams that you have, they're real. They're real. You see them for a reason. There's been plenty of things that I didn't want to see, but I counted it as my higher power letting me know. Because the divine knows when somebody's gonna go to bat for someone, when somebody's gonna um actually do the work, actually, get down and dirty when it comes to the spiritual realm and praying and making sure that things are in order. And he's going to come to the right person to make sure that it occurs. And so don't be scared when that happens. You know, don't be scared. You have a gift. You have a gift. So free your mind to the possibilities that come once you are able to get over the fear of who you are. So I really thank you for chatting with me today. I really hope that this helps somebody. Dreams have been something that has been with me for a while, like having physical dreams. And there's been many, of course, not in just this way for me, but I think that this is relevant because it hits on a scary note. And sometimes when things are scary, we dismiss it. So if you like my content, please go ahead and follow me. Go ahead and subscribe. Please go ahead and also hit that like button, just to show me that, hey, I do this is me. I do agree, or I know somebody that's like this. Also, if you feel comfortable sharing your experience in the comments or what have you, please do that as well. Also, please share the information with somebody else, because if it can help you, it can most certainly help another person. And that's what we're doing. So I thank you very much for chatting with me, and I hope you stay absolutely amazing.